So many people in the valley rely on these ride shares to get around. So do the millions of tourists. And right here behind me, this is where hundreds of Lyft and Uber drivers get a ping on their phone, then get dispatched to zip on over to McCarran International to pick up passengers from across the world coming into Vegas. Many of them I spoke to say they do feel at risk. They're concerned about getting sick every day. But this is their job that pays the bills.
Taking precautions.
Your rideshare driver might not want to get sick from you.
I have Lysol, which ran out at the store, and using Clorox wipes to wipe everything down, keep business going.
Hundreds of rideshare drivers from Uber and Lyft near McCarran International say they come in contact with customers from all over the world every single day. They say they feel at risk, but this is their paycheck. Uber and Lyft both say they're stepping up measures to keep drivers and customers healthy, up to suspending drivers and passengers with the virus.
I'm barely making a living out of this. We want to continue working, but we're very concerned. It's people from all over the world.
We have different people in that car, and so you don't always know who's going to have what.
How are you keeping your back seat clean?
Everything. We have to wipe up everything. Lysol, the Clorox wipes, everything we can.
The drivers are doing that. So I think that will help.
Both Uber and Lyft warned they would suspend the accounts of anyone with the virus and notify health authorities of any contact. Neither company answered how they would do that or find out those health details. Both companies say they're working to provide hand sanitizer or cleaning supplies to drivers to wipe down interiors. And if a driver gets sick, they'll pay them up to 14 days. All drivers and riders encouraged to wash their hands constantly.
Most of us that are out here, it's our livelihood.
I'm worried about, that it's slowing our economy here in Las Vegas.
Both Uber and Lyft have posted on their websites their guidelines for riders and passengers on how to deal with the coronavirus. We couldn't get clarification tonight on whether wiping down seats in the back was a requirement or just suggested. We're waiting on that answer from the company. Coming up on Fox 5 News at 11, how drivers say since the spread of the virus, they're already feeling the impact on the tourism industry and their jobs. For now, reporting live near McCarran International, Jacqueline Schultz, Fox 5 News, local Las Vegas.
Redefines value and selection. Value, our lifetime warranty, identity and theft protection, dent repair, and more. Selection, 17 acres with hundreds in stock, many with 0% financing. Eastern Shore Toyota.
There's a lot of uncertainty around the coronavirus. A spokesperson with MGM Resorts said that's why they're taking this precaution and shutting down the buffets, at least for now. The spokesperson told me they don't know when they'll reopen. They're just taking it week by week.
People come here to eat for the buffets. They love the buffets.
I think of Cousin Eddie and getting that blue stuff put on it.
Whether it's your favorite movie scene or your favorite spot to eat, buffets are a part of Las Vegas history.
Seem to have the best food.
The buffets tend to turn me off because of the number of calories you're going to eat, because I can't resist a good buffet.
Starting Sunday, everyone will have to resist the buffets at the Aria, Bellagio, MGM Grand, Mandalay Bay, the Mirage, Luxor, and the Excalibur.
For the coronavirus, I think that's a little ridiculous.
It's a good idea.
We were really quite shocked by it, weren't we?
I feel bad for all the people that rely on that.
Thousands of people's livelihood relies on Las Vegas tourism. No word yet what workers at MGM Resorts will do once the buffets shut down. A spokesperson with the Culinary Union 226 told me they're meeting with the casinos to negotiate how to move forward. One option, finding other work within the casinos. Sources at MGM Grand told Fox 5 there will be short-term layoffs within MGM Grand because business has slowed down.
If it's everywhere, there's no kind of reason to kind of stop doing what you would normally do.
Coronavirus hasn't stopped this couple from doing what they normally do when they visit Las Vegas.
We've actually had the buffet every day. Really, really nice.
They've been here for 9 days and have more friends coming tomorrow.
One that we know comes specifically for the buffets, so they are literally freaking out at this point.
On top of closing its buffets, MGM Resorts said it has more hand sanitizer in high traffic areas and is disinfecting more often.
What Michael has noticed is there's a lot more men washing their hands in the toilets than there usually is.
Hey, I guess that's a plus side. More guys are washing their hands. Now, again, MGM Resorts said they don't know when the buffets will reopen. They're taking it week by week. We did reach out to other casinos. Caesars got back to us and they told us their buffets will remain open. They told us they are just ramping up cleaning protocols. Reporting live, I'm Kyla Gaylor, Fox 5 News, local Las Vegas.
And with more cases of COVID-19 on the rise and buffets shutting down on the Las Vegas Strip, the question is it safe to eat out? And 13 Action News reporter Jeremy Chen spoke with a food safety expert and is live right now with what all of us need to know, really. Jeremy.
Well, Todd, the answer pretty much is yes, you are still able to go out and eat, and it is okay, according to the food safety expert, as long as you follow this simple step. You may see some extra cleaning if you're eating out around the valley as restaurants and buffets take precautions in light of the coronavirus outbreak.
We also wipe the tables with sanitizer after every customer leaves, and we also sanitize the chairs with a different towel.
Tim Molson is a food safety expert who consults with hundreds of restaurants. He stresses the coronavirus cannot be transmitted through food, only through airborne droplets.
Viruses need a living host to survive, and that means it goes from person to person.
He says it's fine for people to go out and eat as long as restaurant employees are following proper hygiene.
All the chefs and all the employees that work on the cook line know that they have to wash their hands first and put on single-use gloves before they handle any food.
Molson says the news of the virus is making employees more vigilant with their cleaning and food handling to minimize any risk, especially at buffets.
The Wynn, they have people serving the food now. So the buffet is still open, but they have employees serving the food that have washed their hands, are using gloves, and sanitize the utensils.
Ultimately, he says customers need to follow simple rules.
This virus is only caused by poor personal hygiene. If you have good hygiene, you shower, you wash your hands, and wash your hands. Whenever you touch anything that's not clean, you're going to be fine.
And definitely that is sound advice right there. Wash your hands, something we've been hearing from so many people, including President Trump, earlier in the hour. So definitely do wash your hands. As far as the buffets that are closed by the MGM Resorts starting this weekend, there's no word on when they might reopen. Jeremy Chen, 13 Action News.
You know, the other thing that the president really reiterated is leaving distance between yourself and at social gatherings, and definitely be mindful, especially with the elderly as well.
And Jeremy was saying there, it's on all of us to wash our hands, but it's also on other people who cough and sneeze to cover their mouths. That's also the other crucial element here.
Absolutely.
And the coronavirus canceling yet another big event here in Las Vegas. CinemaCon announcing on Twitter, global outbreaks will make it impossible for the organization to put on the types of show attendees have come to expect. The movie conference was supposed to take place March 30th through April 2nd over at Caesars Palace. Over the last couple of weeks, nearly a dozen conferences have been either canceled or postponed, and that includes the National Association of Broadcasters, which was set to take place in April. For a full list of events that have been canceled and others that are still happening, head to our website, ktnv.com.
Rahel Solomon has details on that. Hi, Rahel.
Hi, Carl. Large indeed. So MGM Resorts putting out a statement saying that one of their guests has, in fact, tested positive for coronavirus. We know that it was a woman. We know this woman was from New York. The company's saying that they're currently coordinating with the Southern Nevada Health District to notify guests and employees who may have had close, prolonged contact with the individual, and are directing our employees to follow all self-quarantine requests. We know that they are deep cleaning and sanitizing the individual's room. Access to the room, they tell us, remains restricted according to this press release. So the Women of Power Summit, apparently this took place between March 5th through the 8th. A couple of quite well-known people attended or were honored at that event. Deborah Lee, former CEO of BET, she was an award recipient at that event. Misty Copeland, the popular dancer, and Mara Brockakil, the popular TV creator, all in attendance at that event. Again, it is unclear who this individual is, but MGM saying that they are working with the health department to notify folks who may have been there. Carl, I'll send it back to you.
Latest now on the coronavirus pandemic. Governor Steve Sisolak declaring a state of emergency in Nevada as a number of cases reach 11.
All right, so right now, here's the very latest. There are now 7 presumptive positive cases in Clark County and 1 confirmed case. Meanwhile, there are 2 presumptive positive and 1 confirmed cases in northern Nevada. But the governor tonight saying that we all can expect a spike in these numbers as more tests are made available.
Well, there's going to be a spike. The more tests you have, the more positives you're going to have. That's a given. But we need to get out front of this and test as much as possible. And I'm confident with calmness as opposed to panic and calamity that we'll be able to handle the situation.
Well, the governor is saying that he is also right now very frustrated with the federal government's ability to get testing kits to our state. The governor is also saying that he is, quote, extremely concerned about hourly employees and the effect that this virus will have on them.
And this is why the governor is concerned. Empty chairs and an empty McCarran Airport in Las Vegas tonight. Convention after convention has now been canceled, and sportsbooks, which are usually busy right now, are turning into ghost towns.
All right, let's get right to 13 investigative reporter Joe Bartels. He's live right now on the Strip with the precautions and also more of these really eerie images, Joe.
Well, Todd and Tricia, the Las Vegas Strip is really open for business, busy at some points here, and several hotels and casinos are taking precautions to keep guests and employees safe.
Parts of Sin City are eerily empty. Even in the rain, typically people would be watching the Bellagio fountains. Some of the sports books are also clearing out. Coronavirus concerns have canceled or suspended some professional sports for now.
I think the final blow to us was when the NCAA basketball tournament was canceled. Of course, that's one of our biggest events of the year, if not the biggest.
Over at the Superbook at Westgate, NCAA March Madness bets have been refunded. NBA and NHL seasons are suspended, which means no wagers for now.
It's very difficult to quantify, financially what this means to us because it's such a rippling effect. This event is so big for this town. It's not just about the sports books, but it's also about, the restaurants, the cab drivers, of course, the hotels. It affects this whole city.
Wynn Resorts is now scanning guests at all entrances with non-invasive thermal cameras for fevers, a symptom of coronavirus, also called COVID-19.
It's something I would expect from Wynn. Wynn is always very, very good at customer relations, and they're always very good at following the protocol of what's going on. And the world is judging how people are reacting right now.
Wynn Resorts were also among the first immediately after the Las Vegas mass shooting to screen bags, suitcases, and guests for weapons. But to combat coronavirus, there could be even more precautions coming.
I think you're going to see a lot of the bigger casinos especially falling in line with these types of precautions, whether they're warranted or not. This is what the world is expecting, and Las Vegas, especially the bigger companies, have to step up in that manner.
Precautions are one thing, but public perception is another. 13 Investigates obtained photos from on board a commercial jet leaving Sin City for San Diego. Many seats open, and McCarran's baggage claim almost empty as people hunker down during this global pandemic.
And Wynn has also canceled all large entertainment gatherings, also restricting buffets, nightclubs, and theaters. MGM and Caesars properties have also suspended their buffet services to slow the spread of the coronavirus. Reporting live, Joe Bartels, 13 Action News.